news, everybody. Amazing news. Meaningwave exists. Amazing news there. Meaningwave does indeed exist, and it does indeed, Miss Superconductor, persist. Woohoo! Yeah, that's right, baby, we're in here. They cannot keep a good wave lord down. They just can't, baby. It's impossible. You can't do it. You might try, but you will fail. And yes, that's right. Martin Pastor 21, my shirt does indeed say wave lord. This was a gift from a fine young man named Thomas the Dank Engine. And he made me some clothes, you know, he sent them to me in a jiffy bag. He sent me this rash guard. To guard against rash. And I figured, well, since we're going in tonight, since we're getting after it with a hardcore, motivational, heart attack inducing Meaningwave set, I would try out the rash guard. I've never actually worn it. You know, I don't think I fit into it when he sent it me. I fit in it now. All this hopping around from side to side for 4 hours a day for 3 months. 4 months. How many months have we been doing this? March, April, May, June, July. Oh, it's 5 months. Well, we've been doing this for 5 months. Wow, no one told me. No one told me. Yeah. You did. You did. You did. Martin Potter 21 says probably better for the kettlebell swings. What, better than that maroon suit I was wearing? Funny thing about having introduced a kettlebell to the streaming setup is no matter what I'm wearing, I've still got to swing kettlebells. So, like, recently I've swung kettlebells in a couple of different suits. I've swung kettlebells in, I guess, other clothes. I can't remember what I've worn now, but it was definitely a suit involved. Yeah. Hey, bless up, Michael Robards. Hey, good news, gang. The super chat is working again. Super chat's working again. Thank you, Susan. Thanks, Susan. Susan and the girls had to, you know, have a look at the channel and just make sure they were still happy taking 30%. And they are still happy taking 30%. So thank you, Susan and the gang. Very, very grateful. And I feel very blessed to be right here on YouTube in 2020. So many have fallen. But we stand strong, baby. Strong and powerful and getting after it. Hurrah! Yeah. So what, it's not actually fully 5 months yet? What is it? Is it 5 months at number, what did you say, 250? Someone just say 150. I was going to wait for stream 150 for your 5-month anniversary. Were you? Were you now? Thank you very much. Is that what it is? I have no idea. I should look it up. I've been so busy building my new studio and doing all those related activities. And, yeah. I just, like, straight up don't know what day it is. I straight up don't know what day it is. Oh, no, I do. It's Thursday. Thursday's a good day to get after it, don't you think? Don't you think? Thursday is a great day for getting after it. So that's what we're going to do. You better smash that like. What's going on with the like smashing? Poor like smashing going on right now. We need a lot more like smashing. Like half of you here have not smashed the like. Don't question my math. You better smash that like. You know your ancestors fought and died and you know, got all sorts of horrible diseases. The least you could do is smash that like. Yo, come on. You know, I got my nan here, you know. This is my nan. This is my nan on earth. You know, she in heaven. So this is what is of her on earth. And she says smash that like. Yeah. I gotta get a plinth. I gotta get like a Roman column to put my nan on. You know. Because we have to, I think I want to take us to Nashville or something. But anyway, yeah. Shouts out to everybody locked in. It's so nice to see you. Shouts out to everyone who was there this morning. This morning was epic. We started a really epic show, and then the internet cut out completely. The internet cut out completely. So anyway, I've been communing with the tech gods. You know, opened up a portal to the tech god, you know, pathways, all that business. I opened up a portal to tech godland, and we're working out a situation where we're going to have two internet provisions, two sources of internet, two streams of internet going on all the time. So if one stops, the other one just picks it up. You know, because that's what you deserve. You deserve uninterrupted meaning streams. You deserve uninterrupted sets, DJ sets, conversations, after it getting situational developments, all that type of business. You deserve in-studio camera footage of Akira The Don working on epic albums. You deserve, you know, rare gaming sessions of Charlotte and Akira and young Hercules simultaneously playing Animal Crossing. You know, these are the things you deserve. And for that, it seems we need not one but two internets. And that's what we will get. John Hannibal Smith says, if we program Meaningwave into the AI systems, does that avert doomsday? Obviously. Quick, get Akira and Elon in the same room. Yo, you know we've already been in the same room multiple times. Isn't that strange? Multiple times. Multiple versions of Akira The Don. Similar versions of Akira The Don have occupied space with Elon Musk. Elon Musk has witnessed Akira The Don DJing on multiple occasions. Akira The Don DJ'd the SpaceX Christmas party a few years ago. Just before he invented Meaningwave. Just before he invented Meaningwave. Frank Austin says, where's Watson Wave when? You know Where's Watson, right? I really do love that guy, but I've never heard him talk. I just see him on Instagram with a bicep as big as your mum. And he writes all in caps and just writes straight up righteousness. I was in prison and I'm glad I was in prison because I learned how to get after it. You know, he writes in bullet points. He's a bad man. Shouts out to that guy. Hey, I got good news. I got so much good news, you know. Good news everywhere. Good news, I finished building the acoustic panels, I guess, well, the main acoustic panels for the room that I record music in, which means we're getting after the music recording situations. Yeah. Yeah, that is what that means. Good news, good news. More good news. Get That Good Feeling featuring Joe. I gave Akira The Don permission to put an album out, Rogan. Joe, I'm copying Akira The Don and moving to Texas, Rogan. Hey, my guy. Yeah, that is out tonight. That's hitting Spotify and all that tonight. It is, I've checked. I checked with my homies, I checked with my hookups. And not only is Get That Good Feeling featuring Joseph Rogan, second of his name, possibly third. I don't know if his granddad was called Joe Rogan. I know his dad was called Joe Rogan. There's definitely 2 Joe Rogans out there. There might be a third, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Not only is Get That Good Feeling, Get That Good Feeling, featuring Joe Rogan, coming out on all streaming platforms today. This time next week, you'll be a few hours away from the album. Oh! That's right, baby. The album's dropping next week. Next week. Experience. Akira The Don and Joe Rogan. Experience. Dropping on all platforms. All platforms. Next week. I just checked with my distributor. It's all good. It's there. It is done. It's a done deal. Yeah, that's right, baby. Monkeys are coming to space near you. A space near you, baby, is going to get a whole load of monktivities. Ape-tivities. Epic ape-tivities only in 2020 and beyond, baby. We just warming up. We're just warming up out here. I hope you already knew. I think you do. I think you do. Drop them gorilla emojis, baby. All that. Flood the chat. I want to see all them Rogan faces. If you've got a purple Rogan head to drop in the chat, I want to see that right now. Now. Great Flower says, new music, give me delightful. Sound like my son. Let's see your cat monkeys in space. Yeah. Here you go. Splash, flood the chat. It's okay. It's okay, baby. I went down the lake yesterday. Did I tell this story yesterday? I can't remember, but I did. The picture in the thumbnail is of me discovering a new lake. I was very happy. I went for a walk. I listened to the new album. I listened to the album in its entirety just to make sure it was the epic masterpiece I intended it to be. I got good news and bad news. Actually, I only got good news. I wish I had bad news, but I don't. Good news is, it is indeed the epic masterpiece I intended it to be. And yeah, so that was good news. And I just went, roaming around the neighborhood, I went adventuring and I got a lake in the neighborhood. It's actually a private lake that we get to use. Nice. Texas. And, I went wandering around there and I found a whole bunch of, I was tracking a deer, I was like, maybe I can track a deer like John Marston. I didn't have a weapon or nothing, but I figured I'd just pretend and I'd just track a deer. I saw a deer. I was like, ooh, I'll follow that deer. All sneaky like. Then the deer caught wind of me. Now I know where caught wind. That means it smelled me going downwind, innit? And it was like, that's a good smelling Don right there, but I'm getting out of here just in case he's fully armed. Just in case he got that click-clap blam, Ow! Anyway, I was following this deer and that, And Red Dead Redemption is incredibly realistic. I always thought it was unrealistic the way in Red Dead Redemption you spot a deer, right, and you're hunting the little guy, but he notices you, and then he'll run off. But he just runs off just a little over yonder, where you can still see him. Then he'll get back to munching on grass and sticking his butt in the air. That's what they do in real life. They do that in real life. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, but it led me through some bracken and through some woods. I was like, suddenly I had flashbacks to being a little boy in Wales, crawling through the undergrowth, and it was dope, man. I was crawling through the undergrowth and I found a whole new lake. No one was there. It was an exclusive lake just for me. A beautiful lake. I was very happy to find that lake. And I was very happy I followed that deer. It was nothing like the time I followed the fox. Nothing bad happened, only good. I found a lake and the Joe Rogan album is a masterpiece. Hurrah! Thank you, darling. Wifey likes me today. She always likes me. But she likes me particularly today because I cut my beard, so it's like she got a new husband. I think that's what it is. She said it cut 10 years off of my head. She all smiley and stuff. She's like, what do you reckon? What do you think? Did you notice anything? I don't know, man. All I know is that the Joe Rogan and Akira The Don album's coming out next Friday and it's a masterpiece. That's all you need to know. Are you ready? 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 That's the question. Are you ready? Are you ready? Where did you come from to get here today? Where did you come from to get to the MEZ today? This is the question for the International High Five. And what is your anticipation level for the forthcoming Akira The Don and Joe Rogan album that's coming out next week? What is your anticipation for that? You think it's going to be pretty good? You think it's going to be okay? You're hyped? You don't give a shit? You're confused? You know, what is it? How do you feel? Let your boy know. Yeah. What up, Henry Renzo? My guy says, you the best, Akira. Much love. You the best, Henry Renzo. You. Oh, no. It's but DJ Khaled had it right all along. DJ Khaled had it right all along. What did DJ Khaled say? He said, we the best! We! He also warned you about they. DJ Khaled, the prophet, he warned you about they. I've been warning you about they. They don't want you to have Meaningwave. They don't want you to have, the mind and the body and spirit integrated. They don't want you in the best shape of your life. They don't want you to have mental clarity. They don't want you feeling amazing and waking up early and getting after it. They don't want you reaching your peak potential self. They are very unhappy at the idea of you achieving alignment in this lifetime. And they can go get stuffed. Hurrah! That's right, YouTube hero Alex. Get that good feeling now has tank tops. The people said, hey, Akira The Don, I want tank tops. And we said, sure. Of course. You know, the citizen of MAZ is always correct. And so you got to sort it out, you know? John Hannibal Smith says, how many mallards were at the lake? I feel there were 8. Is this a joke that I do not understand? I actually saw, I didn't notice any, but I wasn't paying attention. I was just... No, I didn't see no. There was nothing on the new lake I found. The new lake was devoid of mallards. There was little bugs and fishes. But there was no mallards. There was eagles flying ahead, you know. Falcons and shit. Soaring and gliding, doing that thing they do where they're like seeing if there's any dead bodies around. It's the type of vibe, this new lake I found. It's like the type of vibe if I was like between the ages of 8 and 13. I'd be having, me and my homies would be out there having an adventure, maybe finding a dead body. You know, maybe smooching the girl. Getting in one of them Goonie type adventures, you know, one of them Stand By Me type adventures. It's definitely the sort of place where that goes down. Definitely that. Alright, let's get after it. What's cracking in the chat? If you want deer, leave out salt, says Joshua Tran. I don't have to do shit, baby. The deer just straight up come up to my house. I don't even leave out salt, baby. I just leave out vibes, you know, and the deer come out and they poop on my grass. And I say, thank you, deer, for them little deer poop pellets. Yeah, Great Flower says, good news, new music, new lake. Bad news, mosquitoes love lakes and no one can hope to look as epic as the Don in that shirt. Good, we try anyway. Oh, come now. I ain't afraid of no mosquito anyway. I ain't afraid of no mozzie. Joshua Tran says, if you want deer, leave out salt. I already read that. All right, Cedric Edge is on the road in Texas. I'm very excited. That's dope. 357 TGLLE says, greetings from South America. Shouts out to South America, baby. Glad to have you here. Art Visual San Diego, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's high expectations. And that's all, you know, I expect you to have high expectations, you know? You should have high expectations if you did not. Oh, that would be sad, you know? Pizio Cat says, wave, 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 wave. Chris in Utah says, anticipation and expectations are high. This one has been like 2 years in the making. Grey Flower, I made a quantum leap to get here. I'm delighted and optimistic. I'd rather be optimistic and delighted than, dead in a dish. What up, Charles Pisky? Miss Superconductor. Mashranaz. The Hinges. LMAO. John Hannibal Smith. I anticipate unmitigated glory for the album. Glory for you, baby. Walking Malt Poet, Virginia. Expectations. Rock heavy, sharp, snarky, and lots of meaningful monkeying around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. bruh. Andrew came from suffering and is stoked. Good combo. This is your cat wandering around discovering lakes and Cubans. Martin Potter 21, new Joe Rogan album featuring DMT and elk meat. Of course. Of course. You know, these are the ingredients. Chris says, they want you fat, drunk, stupid, lady, and apathetic. They do. They do. And what did your boy Patrick say in The Prisoner? You won't get it. Great flower. Get your tank tops. Go show off those shoulders back and standing up straight. That's right. Do it. Prince Jabrika's XV, Seattle. How's Seattle? I'm very hyped. My true hype rests, however, with you who choose next, and what wisdom shall be manifest, Ed. Marcus Tapia says, hashtag follow the deer. Joseph Parrish says, a mosquito got Alexander. Who's that, Alexander the Great or Alexander Graham Bell? Joshua Tran says, double read, double clout. Sheila D613 up in the place to be, which is the MAZ. So excited, been waiting for this Rogan album since I first heard. I don't want to hear that shit. Such a killer track, and Rogan is awesome, motivational, and genuine human. That's right. These are the facts of the matter. No lie. Smash that like. How could you be in here without smashing the like? Man like Glenn Barnett says the new psychotechnology will be epic. Facts. Kara. Starbuck. Brooklyn, anticipating electric truth dressed in sweet wavy jams. As usual. Yeah. Consistency. Joseph Parrish is sharing this in his Discord. Congratulations on your wisdom. Yikes.
Don is good.
Don is good. I heard that. I heard that too. 3, 2, 1.
Perfect.
You gotta get after it. Really do got to get after it. So we're going to get after it. It's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. And it's okay. It's okay.
Akira.
It's okay. 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 People say, man, you cuss all the fucking time. Why? Well, I hate to say it, the best way for me to get how I feel across, I can't sit here and say, you know what, yeah, I went through hell weekend, man, it was really hard. No, that motherfucker takes your damn soul, rips it inside out, and then they say, now we're going to fucking start. It allows me to express where I was at a point of my life. If I don't give you all of me, why the hell am I here? How will you learn from me? People take so much offense to me. You will never learn from people if we always tap dance around the truth. We tap dance around the truth by finding the right words so I don't hurt you because you have thin skin. No. Tighten up, people. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. You might be called one day. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. You might be called one day. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. You might be called nigger one day. You might be called some Jewish word or some faggot or gay word. It's okay. Let them call you that. What are you going to do now? They don't own your life. How are you going to control that now? How are you going to flip it upside down and say, Roger that, now I'm going to harness this shit and you'll read about me years from now? How? That's the question. How are you going to do that? Look in your skin. Become more of a human being. Don't be afraid of the reflection in the mirror. Because that's all you can be afraid of. Once you overcome the reflection in the mirror, you've done it. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. You might be called one day. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. You might be called one day. It's okay. Trust me. It's okay. It's okay.
Akira.
Yeah, come on, baby, man. Like Goggins, make some noise for David Goggins. Oh, yeah. Hurrah. Hey, what up, Jody Allen? Bless up, Jody Allen. It says, thank you for being you. Hey, thank you for being you. And for being here. And supporting the wave. Prince Jarika's XV says, does this work now? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Super Chat's back. Hurrah. Victory. Victory is good. Victory is sweet. There was more good news. We're going to get into this DJ set in a minute. You'll need to smash that like. And yeah, the other fantastic news is that Captain Jack, you know, that wavy genie, that sauce genie, the bearded sauce genie from living in Harlem right now, but he's a Texan, you know? And he's a sauce boss. And he's right now laying out the Alan Watts vinyl, 5, 6 in the single, doing the lyric book, doing all, it's just beautiful. What he's doing is beautiful. It's a miracle. It's just so lush. And it's got all this cool detailing and all these Easter eggs and jizams and stuff in it, you know? It's really exciting, baby, and he's really excited about the future. He's really excited about the future of Meaningwave. He's really excited about the future of physical Meaningwave potential. He's really excited about the integration of the physical and the digital realms, about the potential for ill-ass, multi-dimensional artworks. So he's going to be coming on to talk about that soon. And yeah, those Watts Wave records will be coming to you pretty soon, baby, pretty soon. Very exciting. What up, DS Duenas? Good to see you, baby. What up, Martin Potter 21? What up, Chris? What up, Chris Arlen says victory! Victory! Bless you, baby. We're here. Meaningwave exists! And I do feel like this whole last however long has been a warm-up. And there is about, you know that thing where, like, you ever do something like, you know, run a long way? I guess some people talk about marathons or whatever, right? You ever do that thing, you run a long way, and, like, the first bit's hard, and then you get in your stride, and then it starts getting real difficult, you know? And you're like, and it starts getting difficult. Then you push through that thing, and then you're kind of cruising, and then it starts, like, then suddenly you get like a massive whoomph, and suddenly you're on this whole extra level, and there's this whole other level of like energy and strength and potential that you had no idea about. You thought that, you already thought you'd smashed all you had ages ago, but there's this whole other dimension. I feel that we got one of those coming up, and I feel there's a bunch of those. I just feel there's a bunch of them, and that's life. If you're doing life right, that's what life is. It's a bunch of those. Some people think it's the opposite, They're like, oh yeah, you get to this point and it's all downhill. Nah, baby, I think it's all uphill, But like good uphill. I think it's more like, you're in a rocket and you're going pum, and then you're like, voomph. You go up again, you got another level, You got these extra levels like pum. Extra levels of pum. So I'm hyped to get on some new levels of pum. We in Texas now. We got that Texas air. I got deers running around. I got a new studio. There's so much potential, so much greatness. Like what we achieved in the former situation was pretty cool, right? But like, I feel the potential for what we can do now. Ooh, Sigmund Wong says Meaningwave rocket about to press max Q. Joel Freeman says, what's the best beat maker for a beginner? Go on SoundClick, you'll find a bunch of them. Or do you mean the best software with which to make beats? Or do you mean like the best person who makes beats that a beginner person who needs beats could use? Or do you mean... honestly, baby, that's always an interesting question, because it's like, it ain't really about the tools with that kind of thing. It's about you. It's about what makes sense to you. Some people's brains work in different ways, Some people like to have like a hardware system, a whole hardware system, and that everything's in the box, like an MPC or something like that, or SP404, something like that, no computers, none of that business, just it's all there. And there's limitations to that, but its limitations can be powerful things. Limitations can be your friend. Too much choice fucks people up. Too much choice messes people up, baby, and they don't know what to do, and then they get paralysis, If it's just like, all right, I got 16 pads, and I got a 32 gig sound card, and I can just fit like a 7-second sample. That's how Dr. Dre made The Chronic, He didn't have no unlimited tracks. He didn't have no, like unlimited sound packs and none of that business. He had some old funk records and he had like some sampler slots. I don't know, maybe it just depends on you. Watch some people making some music on the internet, right? And see whichever one seems the most intuitive to you and try that yourself. There's no barrier to entry, right? If you got a smartphone, you can be making amazing beats. You don't even need a computer. If you got a phone, you could be making like pro-level music right now. You don't even know the phone, you know what I mean? You could go pick something up at the garage. You could go to a yard sale, you know what I mean? And you could pick up something that could do something. So yeah, watch some people doing it on the internet and just go, that looks intuitive, And then just go all in on that for like a year minimum, go all in on a thing for a year minimum and see where you're at. Yeah. Joel Freeman says, thanks, Akira, got it, great. Get after it, baby. Chris says, in that time when you're running and it hurts, and you realize when you keep going it doesn't hurt anymore. So you just keep going and get used to it and break through that 40%. Yeah. We got a song about that.
I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. The mind has a governor, like a car. If you're driving a car and the car has a governor on it, the car may say 130 miles an hour. but the governor set for 91. Once that governor sets in, you get to 91, that car starts doing this. The car wants to go. The car wants to go, but that fucking factory said, we're not going past 91. We have a factory, a nice governor in our brain, and it's a survival mechanism. It protects us from pain and suffering. The second we feel that shit, our mind says, oh no, this isn't fun. We should back off. We should sit down, find something more comfortable. And there's something about the mind. The mind has the tactical advantage over you at all times. At all times of your life, the mind has a tactical advantage over you. Why is that? It knows what you're afraid of. It knows your insecurities. It knows your deep, dark lies. And it starts to push you away from that shit. It pushes you in a direction that is comfortable. The mind controls everything. The mind controls everything. The mind controls everything. So what I realized was that when I was growing up and I was 300 pounds and I got all fat and I got all insecure, I realized that my mind kept taking me in this direction. When things got uncomfortable for me, when I was facing my insecurities, I was facing my fears, my mind said, oh no, we have the tactical advantage. We need to get you, separate you from this feeling. Your life's all about feelings. We want the happy feeling. We don't want that feeling of this sucks. Why am I here? So you can't answer those questions, so you leave. I started realizing that if in that moment you can answer those fucked up questions and you are now in charge of your brain versus your brain ruling you, that's where all that stuff comes from. So the 40% rule is all of that. When you get to 40%, your brain says, we're done. The mind controls everything. We're done. The mind controls everything. Let's roll, man. This is starting to get painful. This is uncomfortable. The mind controls everything. We're done. The mind controls everything. Let's roll, man. This is starting to get painful. This is uncomfortable. So you sit down. You have to figure out ways, and everybody's different. We all have these things about 5 steps to this and 4 steps to this. It's a lot more than that. That's all bullshit. It's a practice that you have. It's a habit. So if you know that at 40%, I'm feeling pain. At 40%, I'm feeling pain. That's where the 40% rule kicks in. Now it starts. Okay, I'm feeling pain. My mind's saying all this shit to me. It's saying, get out of here, run, flee. The fight or flight kicks in. Okay, we're done. We're not good enough. It starts telling you all these things. You start to believe it. Because the mind controls all. This is the time where you have to gain control back of your mind. And say, okay, let me see if I can go 45%. And once you start giving yourself more and more hope, and start realizing, okay, the mind starts to be, okay, what are you doing? We're supposed to be going right, and you're going left. You start then controlling your mind. Start finding more in yourself, and it goes from 40% to a lot further than that. But that's the start of it, though. Get to the spot where your mind is saying stop. Wherever that is, you gotta get there first, and then that's when that shit starts to work for you. You gotta control yourself in that moment. The mind controls everything.
Oh, them wave emojis right
We're
now.
done.
If you got a David Goggins emoji, smash that right now. I want to see like 1,000 of them.
Controls everything. Let's roll, man. This is starting to get painful.
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
The mind controls everything.
Yeah.
It's saying, get out of here. Run. The mind controls everything. Okay, we're done. We're not good enough. It starts telling you all these things. That's all bullshit.
Yo. I want to see like an internet TV series that's just like the mind of Goggins. You know what I mean? It's just like Goggins at war with himself in his mind. Yeah. Yeah, we taking souls tonight, baby. We're about to go in on this DJ set. I think it's going to be so serial. So super serial, I might not even say a word, baby. I might just let that music do the talking, you know? Yeah! The mind. The mind. Shouts out to everybody locked in. What's cracking? Prince Jabrika's XV says now for a real message. The real message, Akira. Today I had an idea for a part of a music video. A trap beat made of people tap dancing on the stage. Trap dancing. Chris Olin says victory. Oh, I saw that one. What up, Cassandra K? God bless you. What up, FL Space Bear? God bless you. The enemy has to know he is not gonna give up. The enemy has to know he is not gonna give up. Whatever the fuck is in front of you, whatever the fuck is in front of you, whatever the fuck is in front of you. Enemy has to know he is not gonna give up. He is not gonna give up. What is it, right? Actually, Morrissey could sing this song. The enemy has to know he is not gonna give up. The enemy has to know he is not gonna give up. You must take the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you. Whatever the fuck is in front of you. Oh my gosh. Wow, imagine. The enemy has to know he's not going to give up. You must take the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you. Whatever the fuck is in front of you. Favorite things I ever saw on TV was the Lemonheads. Remember the Lemonheads? And they did a cover version of Mrs. Robinson. Oh, won't you please, Mrs. Robinson? And they were singing it, you know, in their like California sounding sort of grungy way. And then the singer from the Lemonheads, whose name now escapes me, I used to remember things like that, he suddenly busts into a Morrissey impression. Oh, won't you please, Mrs. Robinson? It was so good. So good that I remember it to this day. I don't remember shit from my whole life. But I remember that, baby. I remember that. Alec Moran. AFB Skate Shop in the house, says MOZ in the MAZ. Moz in the mass. has to know he's not going to give up. Yeah, this beat is hard. Shouts out to the guy what made this beat. Shouts out to Morrissey. Shouts out to all of the Smiths apart from that drummer. Nah, I mean he did some good drumming, didn't he? He did do some good drumming. But he was on crack to think he deserved 25% of the money from the Smiths. And yet he still got it. He sued Morrissey and he took him to court and he took 25% of the money from the Smiths. I mean, fair play. Fair play to him. Big balls on Mike Joyce. And speaking of big balls, time to go deep. We're going deep. Yeah, dig. We're gonna go deep, baby. We're gonna go deep. We're gonna go deep as the abyss. We're gonna do it for the brave citizens of the MAZ. You know, we're gonna do it for those who can't be with us today because they sacrificed some shit. You know, they went out there and did some hard stuff, and then they couldn't join us because of that hard stuff. And we're gonna do it for the ancestors. Make some noise for the ancestors, baby. We're going deep, baby, and the cool thing about going deep is going deep brings you joy. When you go deep, well, that's how you get that good feeling.
It's this fear of discomfort. People have this extreme feeling in their mind when it comes to their associations with exercise. They want to avoid discomfort. They feel like any type of exercise is just like something to be avoided. That's not for me. Fuck that. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to strain. I don't want to sweat. I don't want to strain. And a lot of times this association that they have is about the beginnings of getting in shape. It's not about once you're actually fit. Because once you're actually fit, then you look forward to it. It feels great. If I can't get a workout in, I look at my schedule and go, oh shit, I don't have any time for a workout, which means I'm not going to get that good feeling, get that good feeling. And so instead of looking at it like, oh, I've got to go grunt and sweat, I'm thinking I'm not going to feel good. I'm not going to feel relaxed. I'm not going to feel carefree, even appreciative, like my appreciation of things. And it gets enhanced greatly after exercise. I just feel better. I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. I want to sweat, I want to strain, 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 I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. It feels great. For most people, their associations are to avoid anything that's uncomfortable. It's so illogical. Discomfort is your friend. It really is. Discomfort, not being happy and content with certain situations in life, they're massive, massive motivators. They're amazing at facilitating change. Yet our instinct is to avoid those and just sit on the couch and watch some fucking reality show. It's bizarre. When I get really disciplined and really consistent with my workouts, I almost feel momentum. I feel like there's push behind me, like, all right, yeah, now I'm doing it. I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain, I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. I want to sweat, I want to strain, 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 I want to sweat, I want to strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. Yeah, now I'm doing it. Yeah, now I'm doing it. I'm doing it all the time now. I'm looking forward to the next time, and it makes that resistance much weaker, and it makes my motivation and my discipline much stronger. I think a lot of it is based on just the consistency. Blowing something off is not just bad for you physically, it's also bad mentally, because then that option is now available. The option to fuck off. You did it before, and you're probably going to do it again, and you'll get mediocre results, not just in that aspect of your life, maybe in all aspects of your life. That option to fuck off, when you embrace it. That is a pathway that you might choose when it comes to dealing with conflict in your personal life, business decisions, career decisions, like an uncomfortable decision that you might be faced with, what your pathway is in life, but you don't do it. Instead, you fuck off. And that inclination to fuck off, that gathers momentum as well. The inclination to be disciplined, that comes with momentum. I think both things. You take a path. I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. I wanna sweat, I wanna strain, 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 I wanna sweat, I wanna strain. Get that good feeling, get that good feeling, get that good feeling. It feels great. Of the healthy person or the path of the fuck off. Your body is like a race car that you can juice up yourself. Like you can add the fat tires, you can add improved suspension, you can beef up the horsepower of the engine. You can do all that yourself. Or you could just choose to have this shitty body. No one's under the illusion that you're gonna live forever, but you are enhancing the experience that you're currently involved in right now. You are alive, you experience this life, but do you experience this life optimally? Is it as enjoyable as it can be? And we all know that there's a spectrum for that enjoyability. Like we've all had times in our life where it's not been so great, and then times in our life everything came together like, what a fucking great day, woo! Great day, woo! Great day, woo! Great day, woo! Make more of those! Make more of those! Make more of those! You can make more of those! And then the whole thing's better, and then the whole thing's better, and I think when that whole thing is better, it affects everybody you touch, everybody that's around you, everybody you come in contact with. That in turn, I mean, it sounds so grandiose, but in turn can affect the entire race of human beings.
Wake up at 4:45. I like to have that psychological win over the enemy. The enemy. When I wake up in the morning and I don't know why, I'm thinking about the enemy. Doing, and I know I'm not active duty anymore, but it's still in there that there's a guy that's in a cave somewhere and he's rocking back and forth and he's got a machine gun in one hand and a grenade in the other hand and he's waiting for me.
This is from Friedrich Nietzsche. Now, of course, you probably know that he was the philosopher who announced the death of God. What he meant by that was that the fundamental metaphysics that underlie Western culture had lost their foundation. And that the consequence of that would be the disintegration of the idea of value itself. Especially of value hierarchies. He thought of the inevitable consequence of that, or one of the inevitable consequences of that, a dramatic move towards a doctrine of radical equality. See, because if value itself is destroyed, the value distinction between things, so that not one thing is not any better than another, then there's no reason for hierarchies of virtue or of value. And so the equality doctrine is a logical outcome. So here's what he wrote about that.
Behold, this is the hole of the tarantula. Do you want to see the tarantula itself? Here hangs its web. Touch it so that it trembles. There it comes willingly. Welcome, tarantula. Your triangle and symbol sits black on your back. And I also know what sits in your soul. Revenge sits in your soul. Wherever you bite, black scabs grow. Your poison makes the soul whirl with revenge. Thus I speak to you in a parable. You who make souls whirl. You preachers of equality. To me, you are tarantula and secretly vengeful. But I shall bring your secrets to light. Therefore, I laugh in your faces, my laughter of the heights. Therefore, I tear at your webs, that your rage may lure you out of your lie holes, and your revenge may leap out from behind your word. Justice. For that man be delivered from revenge. That is for me the bridge to the highest hope, and a rainbow after long storms. The tarantulas, of course, would have it otherwise. What justice means to us is precisely that the world be filled with the storms of our revenge. Thus they speak to each other. We shall wreak vengeance and abuse on all whose equals we are not. Thus do the tarantula hearts vow. And will to equality shall henceforth be the name for virtue. And against all that has power, we want to raise our clamor. You preachers of equality. The tyrannomania of impotence clamors thus out of you for equality. Your most secret ambitions to be tyrants thus shroud themselves in words of virtue. Aggrieved conceit, repressed envy, perhaps the conceit and envy of your fathers, erupt from you as a flame and as the frenzy of revenge. What was silent in the Father speaks in the Son. And I often found the Son, the unveiled secret of the Father. They are like enthusiasts, but it is not the heart that fires them, but revenge. And when they become elegant and cold, it is not the spirit, but envy that makes them elegant and cold. Their jealousy leads them even on the paths of thinkers, and this is a sign of their jealousy. They always go too far. So their weariness must in the end lie down to sleep in the snow. Tarantulas. 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 Out of every one of their complaints sounds revenge. In their praise there is always a sting, and to be a judge seems bliss to them. But thus I counsel you, my friends, mistrust all in whom the impulse to punish is powerful. They are people of a low sort and stock, the hangman and the bloodhound. The hangman and the good and the just. Do not forget that they would be Pharisees if only they had power. My friends, I do not want to be mixed up and confused with others. Some preach my doctrine of life and are at the same time preachers of equality. And tarantulas, although they are sitting in their holes, these poisonous spiders with their backs turned on life, they speak in favor of life, but only because they wish to hurt. Those who now have power, for among those, the preaching of death is still most at home. If it were otherwise, the tarantulas would teach otherwise. They themselves were once the foremost slanderers of the world, and murderers, the heretics. I do not wish to be mixed up and confused with these preachers of equality.
Everybody's different. Everybody's similar, but everybody's different. And your attitude has a giant effect, not just on your life, but on other people's lives around you. That's the other thing about it. Those I can't catch a break guys, get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't buy it. Because everybody has bad breaks. I've had a shit ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? Stayed up. And I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong. And then I went back. It's like, I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no other way to do it.
You gotta realize when you have those shitty breaks what that is.
It's an opportunity for you to reassess, reboot, get better, figure out another way, find another way through. It's just challenges. And the people that look at those challenges go, why do I always have these challenges? They're cancer. Those people are dangerous to be around. They will rob you of your enthusiasm. They don't give you any fuel. They're the opposite of fuel. The fuel people kicking ass. People that are out there just fucking hustling. Always getting things done. Always getting things done. My friend Jocko, every morning I'll check his Instagram page, 4:30, shows a picture of his watch. Get after it. Get after it. He's out there working out 4:30 in the morning. Does it every fucking morning. Why? Because he doesn't want to. That's how you do it. You go and get after it, you don't make any excuses. And those kind of guys are fuel. But those I can't catch a break guys, they're the opposite of fuel. They're just pissing on your fire. They're no fun. Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. 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 Get them the fuck away from me. The people that surround them are all idiots. Because only idiots want to be around I can't catch a break guy. Only the dummies stick around. After a while, even if they're your good friend, you gotta be like, bro, you gotta fucking stop. You gotta stop with all this I can't catch a break bullshit. All the time you're complaining.
The first chapter I have in my book is called Stand Up Straight with Your Shoulders Back. And it's an injunction to be combative, not least to further your career, let's say, but also to adopt a stance of ready engagement with the world and to reflect that in your posture. I kind of have an affinity for lobsters. When a lobster loses a fight, he kind of crunches down, so he looks smaller. When he wins a fight, he stretches out, looks bigger. And so he's signaling to other lobsters the tally of his victory. So you think, well, so what? The lobster runs on serotonin, neurochemical. And if the lobster loses, the serotonin levels go down. And if he wins, the serotonin levels go up. And when the serotonin levels go up, he stretches out. And he's a confident lobster. And one of the consequences of that is if a lobster loses a battle and you give him the equivalent of antidepressant, then he stretches out and he'll go fight again. Stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight. Stand up straight, hey, stand up straight, hey, stand up straight, with your shoulders back. So antidepressants work on lobsters. And you think, well, who cares? It's like, no, you don't get it. We diverged from lobsters from an evolutionary perspective 350 million years ago, and it's the same circuit. It's absolutely unbelievable. And that shows you how deep inside you, how basic, how primordial that circuit is in you. It's sizing other people up and looking at where they fit in the hierarchy. The idea of the hierarchy is at least 350 million years old. And so I read that and I think, well, so much for the idea that human hierarchies are a sociocultural construct. It's like, no, that's wrong. It's not just a little bit wrong, it's unbelievably wrong. It's mind-bogglingly wrong. Lobsters have hierarchies. That's 1/3 of a billion years ago. Okay, that's not a social construction. It's part of being itself. And if you only see a hierarchy as power and tyranny, then you're looking at the world wrong. Stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Stand up straight, hey, stand up straight, hey, stand up straight with your shoulders back. Stand up straight, hey, stand up straight, hey, stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight, stand up straight with your shoulders back.
One of my I guess my mantra is a very simple one. Discipline equals freedom. Discipline equals freedom, 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 equals discipline equals freedom, 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 freedom. The answer is discipline. Akira. You want more free time? waking up early. It really does. But that is just the beginning. It is working out every day. It is eating the right foods to fuel your system correctly. It is disciplining your emotions so you can make good decisions. It is about having the discipline to control your ego so it doesn't get out of hand and control you. It is about treating people the way you would want to be treated. It is about doing the tasks you don't want to do, but you know will help you. Discipline is about facing your fears so you can conquer them. Discipline means taking the hard road, the uphill road, to do what is right for you and for others. Discipline equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals discipline, equals freedom, 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 equals discipline, equals freedom, 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 equals discipline, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom, equals freedom,
You know, if you take people and you expose them voluntarily to things that they are avoiding and are afraid of, you know, that they know they need to overcome in order to meet their goals, their self-defined goals. If you can teach people to stand up in the face of the things they're afraid of, they get stronger. And you don't know what the upper limits to that are, because you might ask yourself, like, if for 10 years, if you didn't avoid doing what you knew you needed to do, by your own definitions, right, within the value structure that you've created, to the degree that you've done that, what would you be like? What would you be like? What would you be like? If you stop wasting time. What would you be like? What would you be like? What would you be like? If you spoke your mind. What would you be like? There are remarkable people who come into the world from time to time, and there are people who do find out over decades-long periods what they could be like if they were who they were. If they spoke their being forward. And they get stronger and stronger and stronger, and we don't know the limits to that. We do not know the limits to that. And so you could say, well, in part, perhaps the reason that you're suffering unbearably can be left at your feet, because you're not everything you could be, and you know it. You know it. You know it. Because you're not everything you could be, and you know it. You know it. You know it. What would you be like? What would you be like if you stop wasting time? What would you be like? What would you be like? What would you be like if you spoke your mind? What would you be like? And of course, that's a terrible thing to admit, and it's a terrible thing to consider, but there's real promise in it, right? Because it means that perhaps there's another way that you could look at the world and another way that you could act in the world. So what it would reflect back to you would be much better than what it reflects back to you now. Imagine that many people did that. We've done a lot as human beings. We've done a lot of remarkable things. And I told you already today, for example, about 250,000 people will be lifted out of abject poverty. We're lifting people out of poverty collectively at a faster rate that's ever occurred in the history of humankind by a huge margin. So there's inequality developing in many places, and you hear lots of political agitation about that. But overall, the tide is lifting everyone up, and that's a great thing. We have no idea how fast we can multiply that if people got their act together and really aimed at it. If people got their act together and really aimed at it. What would you be like? 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 What would you be like if you spoke your mind? What would you be like? What would you be like? Hey, what would you be like if you stopped wasting time? What would you be like? What would you be like? What would you be like if you spoke your mind?
You once said that if you were growing up in this generation that you would have a field day because you would take their souls. What did you mean by that?
The younger generation quits. Not everybody. So I gotta put it. People get their butt hurt. So not everybody. Most of this generation quits the second they get talked to. It's so easy to be great nowadays. Most people are weak. This is a softened generation. So if you have any mental toughness, any ability, if you have any fraction of self-discipline, the ability to not want to do it but still do it. And I hate to run. And what makes me so crazy, people go, well, why do you run if you hate it? What are you talking about? I don't want to take showers and eat either. I hate that too. That's life, man. It wasn't until I changed that mentality that I became somebody. I hated going to school, so guess what? I was dumb as shit. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. That's what people are saying. By me running, I am callous in my mind. I'm not training for a race. I'm training for life. I'm training for the time when I get that 2 o'clock in the morning call that my mom is dead or something happens tragic in life. I don't fall apart. I'm training my mind and my body, my spirit, so it's all one, so I can handle what life is gonna throw at me. Because the life I've lived throws a whole bunch at you. And if you're not physically and mentally prepared for that, you're just gonna crumble. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness. 1 + 1 is 2. But if you can get through to doing things that you hate to do, on the other side is greatness. On the other side is greatness.
Akira.
The Don. He's got clout.
Hey. Hey! Hey! Woo! My grandfather Virus, character and self-control. My father, integrity and manliness. My mother, her reverence for the divine, her generosity, her inability not only to do wrong, but even to conceive in doing it. My great-grandfather, to avoid the public school, hire good private teachers, and accept the resulting costs as money well spent. My first teacher, not to support this side or that in chariot racing, this fighter or that in the games, to put up with discomfort and not make demands. Do my own work, mind my own business, and have no time for slanderers. Do my own work, mind my own business, and have no time for slanderers. Diagnosis, not to waste time on nonsense, not taken in by conjurers, not obsessed with quail fighting or other crazes like that. To hear unwelcome truths, to practice philosophy study, to write dialogues as a student, and to choose the Greek lifestyle. The camp bed and the cloak. That's and lessons. 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 Rusticus, the recognition I needed to train and discipline my character. Not to be sidetracked by interest in rhetoric, not to write treatises on abstract questions, deliver moralizing little sermons, or compose imaginary descriptions of the simple life or the man who lives only for others. Steer clear of oratory, poetry, and bells lectures. Not to dress up just to stroll around the house, write straightforward letters. To behave in a consideratory way when people who have angered us want to make up. Read attentively, not to be satisfied with just getting the gist of it, and not to fall for each smooth talker. Harmonious, independence and unvarying reliability. To pay attention to nothing, no matter how fleetingly. Accept the logos. Be the same in all circumstances. Pain, loss of a child, chronic illness, see clearly that a man can show both strength and flexibility. His patience in teaching, to have seen someone who clearly viewed his expertise and ability as a teacher as the humblest of virtues. And to have learned how to accept favors from friends without losing your self-respect or appearing ungrateful. That's and lessons. 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 Sextus! Kindness, an example of fatherly authority in the home. What it means to live as nature requires. Gravity without airs. To show intuitive sympathy for friends, tolerance to amateurs and sloppy thinkers. His ability to get along with everyone, to investigate and analyze with understanding and logic the principles we ought to live by, not to display anger or other emotions, to be free of passion and yet full of love, to praise without bombast, to display expertise without pretension. Literary critic Alexander, not to be constantly correcting people, not to jump on them when they make an error, but just answer their question or add another example or debate the issue itself, not their phrasing, or make some other contributions to the discussion. Fronto! To recognize the malice, cunning and hypocrisy the power produces, and the peculiar ruthlessness often shown by people from good families. Alexander the Platonist, not be constantly telling people I'm too busy, not be always ducking my responsibilities cause of pressing business. Cashless, not to shrug off a friend's resentment, even unjustified resentment, but try to put things right, to show your teachers ungrudging respect, and your children unfeigned love.
Make some noise, MAZ for Marcus Aurelius! Hey!
Akira.
You're either on the offense or defense. You're either on the offense or defense. I think a lot of people think they're in the middle. In a transit. realized that I've been on the offense my whole life because I never felt entitled to anything. An incredible thing happens when you're born with very little. You know, I was born in the Soviet Union, we come to America, I live in a studio apartment in Queens. My parents bought me 6 toys in my entire life, kind of thing. We took 1 family vacation in my entire life. When I wanted Nintendo, my mom looked me dead in the face and said, good, go buy it. On the flip side, she reinforced things that came natural to me and made them the most important things. While I was getting D's and F's, and every other immigrant parent was making their kids get A's and B's because they thought that's what mattered, my mom was accelerating anytime that I showed compassion, anytime that I showed empathy, anytime that I showed gratitude. You're either on the offense or defense. You're either on the offense or defense. I think a lot of people think they're in the middle. In a transit. You're only on the offense or the defense. I once opened a door, and I will remember this for the rest of my life. I was 8. I opened a door for a woman. You would have thought that I won a Nobel Peace Prize. My mom made such a big deal about that. You have to understand what she did, and no matter how bad you have it, millions, billions have it worse. And so for me, the mindset that I've rolled in this whole game is nobody cares. Nobody cares. And not that they don't care, people have compassion, but they can't. Think about how much you can care, even for the people you love the most. It's just a human thing. And more importantly, we have it ridiculously good. You're either on the offense or defense. You're either on the offense or defense. I think a lot of people think they're in the middle. In a transit. You're only on the offense or the defense.
I don't know about that. Some of them maybe, but I think some of them just don't have discipline. There's also an issue with momentum. You're not used to doing it. It's not a part of your life. It's not something that you're accustomed to, pushing yourself. There's been many days where I didn't want to work out. I just didn't feel like I had the energy. I just forced myself. And I think there's very few people out there that know how to force themselves. That's a learned skill. You have to have like real rigid requirements of yourself where you don't allow yourself to back out of things. Akira. Let's go. Just go. Do something. 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 Excuses are a giant part of the problem. It's not simply a physical health issue. There's also mental aspects of it, and discipline's a big one. I just know way too many people who are weak mentally. I can't just chalk it off to only the way they physically feel. Because I felt like shit 100 times, and then I worked out, and then I felt way better. It's just a fact of life. That's real. Yeah. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. People don't know how to do something. And if you're used to doing get in your car, sit down, drive to the office, sit down, go to the lunch, sit down, go to the board meeting, sit down, get in your car, sit down, get home, sit down, then go to the gym, fuck off. It's one thing if someone has a legit physical issue. There's a lot of people who do not. They just have poor diet choices, they have a sedentary lifestyle, and they have the momentum of this sedentary lifestyle that's holding them back. They're accustomed to being lazy. You don't have to do a lot, you just have to do something. You walk up hills, you jump a little rope, you take a little tiny kettlebell, you do a couple cleans and presses, you do a few push-ups, you do a few sit-ups, you get your blood pumping, you're moving, you're alive. To say you don't have enough energy to exercise, that is crazy to say. Can you walk to the fucking refrigerator? Yes. Well, you can exercise.
Do something. 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 Do something.
You don't have to do anything crazy. Just walk around the block. There's 80-year-old ladies who take yoga with me. They're fucking really old. And they're in there. They're going after it. They can easily say, I don't have the energy to do that. But they don't. It's a mental attitude. They make a decision. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to go to a CrossFit class and try to do the workout of the day. You don't have to go nuts. You don't have to do that. But you have to do something. Just get your blood moving. Your body has requirements. It wants to move. It wants to move. And when it does, you feel better. But people like to give themselves this excuse. I do not have the energy to do this. If you decide that, that's true. But if you watch a motivational video, there's 100 of them on YouTube. Thousands of them. You go watch one, you get fired up, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump some rope. You jump some rope, do some push-ups, do something. You feel better.
Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something. Do something.
Oh, I should have, James. We have fucked up lifestyles. The human body is not designed to sit down all day. And it's certainly not designed to be stuck in traffic and be in an office and just be in front of a fucking computer monitor watching your soul get sucked through the LCD screen. It's crazy. We gotta be real careful with just the way we describe things. It's like to say, I don't have the energy to do something. Stop.
Does complacency come with age, and do I have the urge to back off? Negative. Negative. Back off? Not happening. I hear that I'm over 40, I'm pushing 50, whatever. Bring it. Back off? Negative. Not happening. In fact, I'm stepping it up. I'm training harder, eating cleaner. I'm training more. I'm learning and reading and studying more now than I ever have in my whole life. Do I get dinged up? Of course I do. It takes some injuries. Yeah. You know what? No factor. No factor. Deal with them. You know what? You know what I hear? I hear the clock ticking. That's what I hear. And the end is nigh. And time waits for no man.
People is they go into a daunting task, and the task is overwhelming.
Akira.
And I heard the pull-up record was 4,020 pull-ups, and I was talking about breaking this record. People are like, oh my God. I went right to a pen and paper. What are you doing? I'm doing the math, man. I'm doing the math, man. What are you talking about? I'm doing the math, man. I'm open-minded to the fact that, okay, if I do 5 pull-ups in a minute for so many hours, I can get 3 pull-ups in. How much time do I have to rest? I was breaking the math down. You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen. So that's why my eyes and my body light up about things, because I know that if you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul, whatever the fuck is in front of him. Whatever the fuck is in front of him. Whatever the fuck is in front of him. Whatever the fuck is, whatever the fuck is, whatever the fuck is in front of him. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul, whatever the fuck is in front of him. That's what I realized. I was never breaking the soul of anything in front of me. So that's why I came with a thing called taking souls. I started to devise ways to break a soul of a human being, of the object, of whatever's in front of me. If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of anything that is relentless. Nothing. That's when a lot of stuff started clicking, man. I started watching those instructors on the side. They've been there, done that. Now they're instructing you. They have their parkas on, it's usually cold, coffee, drinking their coffee, and they're beating the crap out of us. And when I started realizing, I started playing mind games. And I was like, you know what? I bet these fuckers are looking at us, judging themselves about when they were going through hell week. About looking at Goggins right now. I was better than him. I was better than that guy. I was better than that fucker over there. And I was like, okay. So what I started doing was I got my boat crew. It's Wednesday and everybody's broken, everybody's beat up, man, and everybody's like just kind of just trying to get through Hellwick now, and they tell you how you're supposed to feel. So you are feeling that way. I was like, don't let these motherfuckers tell you how you're supposed to feel. No, it's day one, motherfucker. This is hour one. So I was getting my boat crew all jacked up. I said, we're gonna take these motherfuckers' souls. So they had us doing this simple thing that guys are struggling with. Boat Crew 2 is just launching the fucking boat and you're yelling, yeah, you can't fucking hurt us. Can't hurt Boat Crew 2. And I looked on the instructors' faces and it looked like someone had just fucked with their soul. And I looked at my guys on the boat crew and I said, hey, guess what? Those motherfuckers aren't fucking tonight. Because we own space in their fucking head. We own space. They're gonna think about us tonight. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul, whatever the fuck is in front of him. Whatever the fuck is in front of him. Whatever the fuck is in front of him. Whatever the fuck is, whatever the fuck is, whatever the fuck is in front of him. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul, whatever the fuck is in front of him. And we start fueling off of that. We start fueling off the fact that, man, it takes 1 second of energy to steal everybody's. And then you have all the energy you need. That's all you need. You need to look at someone's eyes. You know how it is when you fight somebody and you broke that motherfucker. He's like, oh God, man, I don't want to go back to the next round. And you feel like, my God, I can fight all day. That's what taking souls is. But you have to have the will, the heart, the courage to go that distance when you're exactly jacked up. You have nothing left to give. And give more. You know how you get that fight or flight response when you get to move real quick? I started learning the mind a lot, how to get myself jacked extremely fast in a horrible environment when everybody's miserable. I learned how to really find strength in the misery. This is where I shine. And I started using all that misery for tons of drive and motivation to then lead people further. Because you can get a lot of power through misery. And once people see that, my God, Goggins is fucking going, then everybody says, roger that. I started realizing that if you can just find strength just a little bit longer, you will have a crew of people following you along the way. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul, whatever the fuck is in front of you. Whatever the fuck is in front of you. Whatever the fuck is in front of you. Whatever the fuck is, whatever the fuck is, whatever the fuck is in front of you. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul, whatever the fuck is in front of you. You have to take great pleasure in the fact that no one wants to be where the fuck you're at right now. Great pleasure, man. They have to bring a passion out of you.
has to bring something very, very weird out of you, man. Like, you know, people don't really understand what that is. When you're in the worst environment possible, the worst situation possible, and everybody's looking like, God, man, I hope this ends. And you see that. Time slows down and you see that. You're feeling that. Everybody has that look on their face like, God, this gotta go. I don't want to be anymore. This is where I shine. This is where I shine.
Akira. The Buddhists in Japan call it Jiji Muge. Jiji Muge. Between event and event, there is no block. And they represent this imagistically as a network. Imagine a multidimensional spider web covered in dew in the morning. And every single drop of dew on this web contains in it the reflections of all the other drops of dew. And of course, in turn, in every drop of dew that one drop reflects, there is the reflection of all the others again. And they use this image to represent the interdependence of everything in the world. You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one. You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one. She don't want it. In other words, if we give this dewdrop image, if we put it into a linguistic analogy, we would say this: words have meaning only in context. The meaning of any word depends upon the sentence or upon the paragraph in which it's found. So that if I say, this tree has no bark, that's one thing. And if I say, this dog has no bark, that's another thing. So you see, always, the meaning of the word is in relation to the context. Now, in exactly the same way, the meaning, as well as the existence of an individual person, an organism, is in relation to the context. You are what you are, sitting here at this moment, in your particular kind of clothes, and with the particular colors of your faces and your particular personalities, your family involvements, your business involvements, your neuroses and your everything. You are that precisely in relation to an extremely complex environment. You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one.
He's got clout.
You see, it takes two. We could have so much fun, but it takes more than one. She don't want it.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone. And so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Hold on.
What is divine? What is divine deserves our respect because it is good. What is human deserves our affection because it is like us. What is divine deserves our respect because it is good. What is human deserves our affection because it is like us.
Yo, nothing is more pathetic than people who run around in circles, delving into the things that lie beneath, and conducting investigation into the souls of the people around them, when all you have to do is pay attention to the power inside you and worship it sincerely. Keep it becoming muddled with turmoil, becoming aimless and dissatisfied with nature. Just worship it sincerely. Keep it becoming muddled with turmoil, becoming aimless and dissatisfied with nature. Divine and human. Divine deserves our respect because it is good. What is human deserves our affection because it is like us. What is divine deserves our respect because it is good. What is human deserves our affection because it is like us. Hey! Hey!
Yo, check it out, it's Willink on the chef, rocking with Akira The Don, you heard? You know what it is, man. All real shit, great, 100.
And I pity too, sometimes, for his inability to tell good from bad is terrible. A blindness, that's the kind that can't tell white from black. Even if you're gonna live 3,000 more years or 10 times that, remember, you can't lose another life than this one. You can't live another day and you're losing. Longest demands are the same as the shortest. The present is the same for everyone. Is lost is the same for everyone. And it should be clear that a brief instant is all that is lost. Cause you can't lose either past or the future. How could you lose what you don't have? Remember two things. One, everything has always been the same. 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 It keeps recurring. Ay, ay. Everything has always been the same. 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 It keeps recurring. What is divine deserves our respect because it is good. What is human deserves our affection because it is like us. What is divine deserves our respect because it is good. What is human deserves our affection because it is like us. Hey! Everything has always been the same. 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 Everything is the same. The longest lived and those who will die soonest lose the same thing. The present is all they can give up. The present is all they can give up. Since that's all you have, and what you do not have, you cannot lose. Ay, ay, ay. Since that's all you have, and what you do not have, you cannot lose. That's all you have, and what you do not have, you cannot lose.
Akira The Don. He's got clout.
How do I deal with setbacks, failures, delays, defeat, or other disasters?
I actually have a fairly simple way of dealing with these situations. It is actually one word to deal with all those situations. And that is good. And this is actually something that one of my guys that worked for me pointed out to me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. One day he was telling me about some issue that he was having. He said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. 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 You're going to say good. You're going to say good. You're going to say good. Good. So that's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say, good. Good. And I said, well, yeah. And I mean it. And that is how I feel. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. We can keep it simple. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Didn't get funded? Good. We own more of the company. Didn't get the job you wanted? Good. You can get more experience and build a better resume. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good. 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 You're gonna say good. You're gonna say good.
That's a very scary situation when you are on one side of the door and your mind is racing because on the other side of that door, it could be no one. It could be 4 guys with 4 AK-47s. That door you're about to open could be booby-trapped. So once you open it, boom, your legs are gone. There's 1,000 things you think about when you're the first guy, second guy, third guy, getting ready to go in a room and flood it. And that's why I talk about the warrior mentality. And that's why so many people are lost when I start talking. You have the right. You're lucky that you don't have to think like warriors think. You're very privileged. I chose this world to be a warrior. To be a warrior. To be a warrior. I chose this world to be a warrior. And I would choose it again if I came back to this world. The mentality of a warrior is very different than normal mentality. You must be that person on that door, get ready to open it, thinking to yourself, if I die, so be it. The only way you can go in that door is knowing there's a great chance you're gonna die. Like being a SEAL, you train with live ammo. You jump out of an airplane. Everything you do, you could die. To be a warrior, why people don't understand me, I'm glad you don't understand me. Merry Christmas, good on you. Because being a warrior takes a whole different mindset. A whole different mindset to know that there's a great chance I may not be in the military. Like I was in for 21 years. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky that I'm alive, able to talk to you, able to still run. But when you sign up on that dotted line to be a SEAL, your mentality changes. I may not live. You gotta accept that. And that's the mentality you have. And that's what makes you a warrior. If you're scared to die, you're a bad warrior. I chose this world to be a warrior. To be a warrior. To be a warrior. I chose this world to be a warrior. And I would choose it again if I came back to this world.
What do I do when I'm broken? When I'm broken, I relish it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use it. Because if I'm broken, then I just found my limitations. And until I know what my limitations are, how can I push them? How can I get better? But once I feel it, once I see where I was broken, then I can attack that weakness. I can fill in that gap. I can reinforce that breach. If you break, it means it's time to fortify your will to make it stronger. When I'm broken, I relish it. I'm broken, I relish it. When I'm broken, I relish it. When you break, you have the opportunity to show the world, the whole world, what you are really made of. Akira. So if you break, if you break, the fight isn't over. In fact, if you break, the fight is just beginning. And as you crawl up and out of that dismal and wretched place, and you're covered in blood and sweat and dirt and filth, as you rise above what you were, and as you take the form of who you are supposed to be, you will see in the very act of standing up, in the very act of fighting on, you will become and you will remain unbroken.
But by this means of effortless effort, the individual changes his policy. And a good example of this method of changing is in the selection of an adequate vocal coach if you intend to take singing lessons. In the, shall we say, robusto style, the principal problem was to open your mouth and bellow. And nearly all, or many, of the older singers were quite content and happy if they could rattle the chandeliers in the back of the opera house. Then it was gradually discovered that this was the best way to ruin a voice that there was. These voices were damaged, and damaged terribly. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort. The principal problem that every singer has to get rid of is his own throat. If he could lose it, he would sing better. Get his mind off of the noise he is making. Relax and allow the breath to move as it will. And if he controls the breath with a minimum of mental energy, he will produce a pure tone. Well, if he gets behind it and shoves with everything he has, he will develop only a badly pressured, badly trained voice. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort. Today we know that the best way to learn to vocalize is to reduce effort.
Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. People try to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. Back in the day, there was a really famous basketball college team, Loyola Marymount. They were winning college basketball games like 147 to 132. They would just run and shoot. They just pushed it. But every time I think about that team, it's how I think about my life and how I think about myself as an entrepreneur. Offense. Because once you stop hearing judgment and you're not actually worried about what people have to say, you can just go fast. You start doing shit. People try to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. People try to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. Do you know how many of you have a real passion for some shit that isn't cool right now, and so you're just not doing it? Yet it's exactly the right thing? The amount of friends I had back in the day that loved video games but got off of it because they didn't see a career for it, who now regret at 40 because they were fucking great at it, and they could be the Tony Hawk of esports right now. They could have been that OG, but they just didn't see it because they worried about judgment and they didn't realize the world evolved. Like when I was 6, I wanted to wash people's cars. When it snowed and we had snow days here, I was shoveling snow, not making snowmen. If you see what I'm doing in garage sale land around here in Jersey, like, I'm not doing that for show, I fucking love it. See, I got real lucky. The luckiest shit on earth is the thing you love, is the thing that you're best at. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense. People trying to win like the 94 Knicks, 79 to 76. I'm out here trying to win 149 to 146. Offense.
The impact I want to have in the world is we are all great. No matter if you think you're dumb, no matter if you think you're fat, no matter if you are fat, no matter if you've been bullied, no matter if you just got back from Iraq or Afghanistan and you have no legs or your arms or whatever, man, we all have greatness. You gotta find the courage. You gotta find the courage to put your Bose headphones on and silence the noise out of this world. And to find it. And to find it, 'cause it's out there, but it's gonna take hard work, courage, self-discipline. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills to be great. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills to be great. It's gonna take hard work, courage, self-discipline. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills to be great. The impact I want to have in the world is for everybody to be able to face who they are. I want to have that kind of impact where you can go on TV. You can put your life on a billboard. You're not ashamed of who the fuck you are. You're not ashamed of what life made you, what you helped life make you. All that bad shit that's now in this big pot that's stirring, you're no longer ashamed of it. You realize we're all fucked up. Stop judging yourself against other fucked up people who have hidden it better than you. That's all they've done. They've masked their shit better than you have, and now they're flipping it back on you and saying you're fucked up. I want you to realize that this world, life, is one big head game. And once you learn to play the motherfucking head game, it's no longer a game anymore at all. Start living your life. But it's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills to be great. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills to be great. It's gonna take hard work, courage, self-discipline. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills. It's gonna take all the non-cognitive skills to be great. To be great. To be great. To be great. Smart is good, all this stuff is good, that's all cognitive. It's the non-cognitive skills that set you apart from everybody else. And that's what it's all about.
Make some noise! Make some noise, baby! Get after it. Get after it, Gracie Rodwell. Get after it, DS Twinners. Get after it, Vanessa. Get after it, Kayla Sharasla Nekoff. Get after it, Show Rhino. Get after it, Savage Feminist. Get after it. Shouts out to you all for hanging in there when it looked like we might be down and out. We was not down and out. I kept it moving throughout that whole time. The internet was just not having it. I was like, psh, I was going in it anyway. It was like, boom, I'll just keep going, baby. I'll just keep going. It'll come back. Didn't come back. I was like, I put in the backup the internet, and that was working pretty good. So, shh. You know what else? I didn't say nothing during that, right? And I kept the vocal level relatively down, so it felt very naturally mixed in and that type of thing. Because the idea was that I was going to take that mix and put it up as a separate mix, so a useful get after it, workout vibes mix. Well, the internet crapped out and we lost like a big section of it, and it didn't record. Yeah! And we regulate regardless, baby. Regulate us! Man makes plans, and God in his best Alan Watts voice. Yeah! Yo, bless that, baby. Ba 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 da bow. Make some noise in the chat. Make some noise for all of those epic vocalists we had on those records. We had a whole gang of bad motherfuckers in there. By goodness, by Jove, by golly, we did. Make some noise for David Goggins. Make some noise for Gary Vaynerchuk, Jocko Willink, Marcus Aurelius, Alan Watts, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, all the J's, you know. Joe, Jocko, Jordan, all them J's in the house, baby. Good job, vocalist. That's right, Gracie Rodwell. Woohoo! Exactly, good work. Good work, vocalist. Man like Diverting Tales put together that playlist. There was actually a playlist. Like normally I'm up in here freestyling my off, right? Freestyling my ass off. In this instance, there was a set list. I changed a couple things around very slightly. Switched up, but shouts out to Diverting Tales, you put that together. Diverting Tales, he runs the Meaningwave Instagram and Twitter. And he's been putting together some playlists. And you can now go get that playlist. That playlist is on Spotify. Hit the link in the description of this broadcast to follow that playlist. It's going to update regularly. It's going to update tomorrow, actually. New Meaningwave workout bangers will be added to it with not just the regularity of their release, but the regularity of, adding to it, because there's loads. There's way more than we played there, obviously. And, I will post a question on the YouTube community tab probably tomorrow, maybe later tonight, tomorrow, asking you what your favorite Meaningwave jams to work out to are, and we'll get to adding those to the playlist. So like I said, we're doing new playlists every week right now because we have so much music at this point. We need more specialist playlists, you know? The main Meaningwave playlist has got over 300 records on it now. Well, that's a big playlist. You could press play on that and it'll still be going this time tomorrow. That's how big that playlist is. That's how much work we've been putting in here at Meaningwave HQ, here at the MAZ, here in the Meaningwave Autonomous Zone, the zone of maximum wave. That zone. Put up. Grace Rodwell says, I love the Clean Up Your Room playlist. Oh, great, thank you. Which one? You mean the one on YouTube? There's like, you know how many Clean Up Your Room albums there are now? There's like 9 or something. I mean, that needs a playlist on its own. Oh, there's a YouTube one. Yeah, anyway. Rah. So, yeah, new playlists dropping with regularity now. So let me know what kind of playlist you want, you know? We just out here being as useful as we can be, baby. Get that good feeling. We'll hit all streaming services in about an hour and a half. The Rogan LP drops next week. Get ready for that. Ego Cognus says, working out to the stream tomorrow morning. Boy! Yeah, baby. We'll wait and see what YouTube does with the bit where the internet dropped out. I hope it's relatively smooth. I was really aiming for this to be a useful thing. This was going to be a useful stream and then a useful mix after the fact. But anyway, I hope you all got something out of it, baby. I hope you all got something out of it. Ego Cognus. Rogan LP boy. That's right, that's right, baby. Rogan LP boy. I got a big shout out everyone who's supporting during this thing. Super chats are back in action today. They were down yesterday. They're back today. And thank you to those of you making use of that function. Miss Superconductor, Michael Robards, Prince Jabrikas, Jody Allen, Chris Olin, Cassandra K, FL Space Bear, Alec Moran, Clumsy K, Chris Champagne, Word XP, and Phil Monterey. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Gracie Rodwell says, woo, this is the best stream I have been. Thank you for another awesome stream, says Wild and Crazy Kids. You know we do this every day, baby. We do this every day, twice. We get up and get after it at 7 a.m. on the Twitch. Then we get up and get after it again at 7 p.m. Central Time here on YouTube. And every day is a beautiful day here at the peak of recorded human civilization. We just get after it. You know, that's what we do. Tomorrow is going to be a joyful party, I believe. I believe tomorrow is joyful party vibes. We're going to do the Turbo Request show. Come along with your requests and get down. Friday night, baby. We're going in. We're going so hard. You know, now we're going to go so hard and get out of here and do some more work. I've got to post some blogs. Hey, it's my son. Hello, son. Look at him sneaking through the curtain. Come say hi. What was that? Anyway, yeah, thanks again to everyone who's been supporting. Thanks again for putting up with the shoddy internet. On the other side is greatness. We will persevere. We will get through these days of internet being annoying. We will get through to the other side of glory. Glory. Glory, baby. That's what's up. Anyway, yeah, thank you all again. If you want to support the wave, you know what to do, baby. If you want to support the wave, you can become a member of the channel. That's how you get all those effing magnificent emojis that people are splashing around the place with joyful abandon, wanton abandon. Drop that purple wave emoji if you got it right now, baby. Splash that thing. Drop that laser eye Akira, because that's the vibes right now. You can become a member of the Patreon. You can get your name on the Rogan LP. If you want your name on the credits of the Rogan album, then you want to be a level 4 patron or YouTube channel member. And you'll get your name on that thing for all time. It will be carved into the video. Carved into the video. Carved! And the description. So then. And what else could you do? You go to Bandcamp and download all the music. If you go to Bandcamp tomorrow, they waive their fee. Apparently, that's exciting. What else can you do? You can smash that like. You go to Meaningwave.com and buy some Meaningwave apparel. Get that Good Feeling collection out now. Go buy that. It's great. We've got tanks. We've got shorts. We've got masks of face. We got all that stuff. All the non-cognitive skills, you know? You can smash that like. Yes, you can. You can press that follow button. There was a bloody mosquito. Ugh! Get out of it. You can ring your mom. You can ring your priest. Say, hey, mister. Hey. Meaningwave exists. Priest says, well, I know. God told me. I told you I've been talking to God and he tells me all the important things. I know Meaningwave exists. You go, all right, cool. I'll ring someone else. You ring a teacher. You say, hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. Also, by the way, while I'm here and you know you're on the phone, Meaningwave exists. Yeah, you can do all those things, baby. You know, you can say a little prayer. You can say a prayer for everyone who needs a prayer right now. You know, if you're in that little bugger bit my hand. You can say a prayer for everyone who needs a prayer. If you've got no electricity right now, you know, I'm sending you all the good vibes I got. You know what I mean? If you've got floods coming at you, I'm sending you all them vibes, baby. We're joining together. We're going to join together with our international high five and send all the good vibes to everyone who needs it, baby. If you got a plague coming at you, if you got a plague of the ideologically possessed banging on your doors and coming at you, you know, if you got locusts, you know, whatever it is, baby, whatever kind of biblical nonsense is coming at you. What's that, Hercules? What's that? Yeah, I got bitten right while I was streaming. Some little mosquito came along and bit me on the hand and on the back of the neck. I know, right? Hercules doing a sad face. Yeah, I'm sad too. But that's fine. You know, we persevere. On the other side is greatness. We're going to let these mosquitoes get us down. I literally said earlier, I ain't afraid of no mosquito. You know, they're taking it out of me because I called them out. You going to come around here and say hi? You're going to stomp around over there. He's like a real, my son is amazing. It's like having a real, you know, ever read Calvin and Hobbes? It's like having a real live Calvin just running around the house. It's mental. Anyway, I was doing the by five. Do you want to do the by five, Hercules? Because I'm doing it right now. Okay, you're going to play with Mama. That's nice. All right, well, I'm going to do by five. Hey! Are you ready, baby? We're going to join together our by five for everyone who needs it, baby. Everyone who needs our energies. You know, and I know there's a lot of y'all to do. And I love you, baby. Yeah, all right. All right, you know what to do. You get camera 3 rocking your cock back. Ooh, hello. Hello, Michael. What up, my innocent friend?
Good.
Good. 3, 2, 1. Boom, shakalaka. Yeah, that was a good one, baby. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 sharp. 7 CT on the TWIT. CH. Sweet dreams are made of these.